Well, good morning. Plots and plans are afoot, but first I need to get the washing in. So I wanted to bring you out into the garden with me, just to this area where I hang the washing out, because I have an idea that I'd like to share with you. Now you can see here there are lots of weeds bursting through, and that's because the black lining underneath is torn and they're trying to find their way out into the sunshine. Who can blame them? Anyway, I have been thinking that I really need to do something about this, but I've been a little bit reluctant because I've got this idea that might help with some resources for our arty crafty projects. Now I do have flowers in the garden that I can use to press and put into, say, a book or a flower press, or put into some other art or craft project. But really I don't have too many flat-faced flowers with just a few petals. Obviously I've got the daisies and they're lovely, but I'm really looking for a variety of little flowers that I can use to press that would be really good for projects. Now it was last week's vlog that got me into thinking I need some flowers to press into this junk journal I've just made. So I've got in mind that we could grow some flowers for journaling. Now, when I made that journal, I wasn't completely sure what I was going to put in it, but I definitely did want to put some dried flowers in it. And I'd been lucky because I'd been on a treasure hunt to some charity shops earlier that week, and I'd found a flower press. So this week I spent a really happy hour or so collecting a few flowers from the garden and pressing them into this flower press. That was a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to, in a couple of weeks, putting those into the journal. Now, if you've been watching my other videos, you'll know that I really love butterflies, so I want to attract some butterflies into the garden and more bees into the garden. So I am going to plant a flower bed, and I've decided I'm going to do it in this space. So let's go to the garden centre, and the one that I like to go to is really dog friendly, so that's going to be brilliant. Yeah. So I'm going to get my bits and pieces together and I'll meet you there. Hello, we're back. I've got change because on my way home I met a friend and she said come round this evening and have a glass of wine and sit in the garden because it's such a lovely day. So that sounded really nice. Oh, church bells. And I thought, yes, I'm going to put a frock on. Also, on the way back I saw an advert for the summer fair in our local village hall and I thought I really want to go along and support that, and I had forgotten about it. So I went along and I bought myself a couple of things. So I got myself a really nice book here called Creating a Wildlife Garden. And it's just lovely. It's got lots of ideas and tips and great photographs. Sometimes I find a book more accessible than the internet. So yes, really pleased with that. And I'm always on the lookout in terms of how I can create a more attractive garden for butterflies and bees. So hopefully I'll get lots of tips from this. I also got myself something else as well, which I'm really thrilled with. And this is a picture framed cross-stitch by a lady called Joyce. And isn't it pretty with the iris and the pinks and the bluebells? Yes, that was there as well amongst all the flowers and the plants and the books that were for sale. So really thrilled with that. Somebody's put a lot of care and attention into that. So yes, what a lovely find. Really pleased with that. Now I have got another bargain here, and that is this frock dress itself. I bought it from a charity shop a couple of weeks ago, and it's Laura Ashley, and I was absolutely chuffed, delighted to get this. It's such a nice summery dress, really lovely just to sit in the garden, have a sip of something nice, yes, and with my little hat, keep the sun off me. I burn really easily. Now, when I went to the garden centre with Robbie, I did pick up a couple of things. I got myself a pH testing kit, and I think this is quite important really because I need to see how alkaline or acid the soil is. Now, I have an idea based on the plants that are already here, but I really want to get that quite accurate and check that. Now, we're sitting in the little patch that I identified earlier as a place where we can grow our flowers for our flower press. Now it is a little bit of a shady spot. It's a south-facing garden and the sea isn't that far away behind this wall, not too far away at all, but it is a very high wall and it is a little bit shady here where the rest of the garden is really light and bright. So I need to be mindful of that when I'm picking the flowers that I want to actually plant. But I did get good old cosmos. I love cosmos. The colours are so pretty, aren't they? And very delicate. So I'll be planting some cosmos. And I also got some marigolds, only because they're quite straightforward to grow, I think, but they might be a little bit too blousy to put into a flower press, but we'll see. But when I was wandering around, I thought, no, I need to do a little bit more research because I'm really after little flat-faced flowers like daisies with only a small number of petals around, so they'll press really nicely in a very heavy book or press. So I need to think a little bit more and do a little bit more research, but that's quite exciting, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me today. We've made a start. We've identified a patch where we can grow the flowers for the flower press so that we can put these into a journal or do any arty crafty projects. Also, we've got a little pH test to test the soil, and I firmed up my ideas a little bit more about how we can actually construct something here in this little space. So I hope you'll come along with me on that journey. Anyway, do have a good and safe week. Thank you for coming along with me. Please do like and subscribe. It really, really makes a difference and it helps the channel to grow and keep going. So I really look forward to seeing you again. I hope you enjoy this lovely weather we've got. We've all been warned, haven't we, to take so many precautions. It's important, but nevertheless, have a really lovely and safe week, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye for now.